Hey guys, welcome. My name's Ashley, and I cover true crime stories that happen in the Appalachian Mountains and the surrounding area. Today, we're going to be talking about Gary Michael Hilton. Gary Michael Hilton was born in Atlanta on November 22nd, 1946. Mr. Hilton is also known as the National Forest serial killer. He's responsible for the murders of 4 people, even though he is still a suspect in many unsolved cases and disappearances. Gary Hilton's crimes span from October 2007 to January 2008. Gary Hilton was active in North Carolina, Georgia, Florida, and possibly South Carolina. Gary Hilton had a passion for the outdoors. He was an avid hiker. He had a Chevy Astro van, and he had a beloved dog named Dandy, who he took on the trail with him all the time. And it was said that Gary really loved animals. In 2007, Gary lost his job, and he came to the Pisgah National Forest with his van and his dog. There, Gary would meet Irene and John Bryant. They were an elderly couple from Hendersonville, North Carolina. They were both also outdoor enthusiasts and avid hikers. On October 20th, 2007, they finished their breakfast and they went out into the Pisgah National Forest for a hike. There, they would run into Gary and they would vanish. Their family reported them missing, and a few days later, their ATM card would be used 75 miles away. On November 9th, 2007, they would find Miss Irene Bryant's body in the Pisgah National Forest. She had been beaten to death. 3 months later, they would find John Bryant's skull was found by a hunter in Macon County in the Nantahala National Forest. On December 3rd, 2007, Cheryl Dunlap of Crawfordville, Florida, she was a Sunday school teacher. She did not show up to her Sunday school class. She was reported missing by her family the next day. There was a large search party 5 days later, consisting of 180 people looking for her. Unfortunately, the only sign that they had found was her abandoned car. On December 16th, 2007, a hunter found Cheryl's decomposing and decapitated body in the Appalachian National Forest. She was so badly decomposed that they had to send her body to medical examiners for DNA identification. Once confirmed, the police announced they are looking for a green truck because a man in a green truck withdrew $700 from Miss Dunlap's bank account. After hearing this, there were many tips about a homeless man with a dog and a van. Miss Cheryl Dunlap was 46 years old. On New Year's Day, 2008, Miss Meredith Emerson, pictured here, and her dog Ella went for a hike at Blood Mountain, northeast Georgia, between Helen and Blairsville, Georgia. Witnesses say they saw Meredith and an older man on the trail. She never returned home, and on January 2nd, her friends were concerned and reported her missing. 3 days later, Ella, Meredith's dog, was found 60 miles away in Cumming, Georgia. She was found safe, running through a grocery store parking lot. Ella would be returned back to the Emerson family. Gary Hilton would become a prime suspect in Meredith's disappearance. And on January 4th, a witness at a Chevron gas station called 911, saying that Gary was there cleaning out his van and for the police to come quick. They arrived just before he could bleach the interior of his vehicle. They found Meredith's blood DNA in the interior of the van. That day, Gary was arrested. Hilton later admitted to killing Meredith Emerson. He said that on the day that she was murdered, he told her that she was going to go home that day. He tied Miss Emerson to a tree, Then he walked up behind her where he delivered a fatal blow to the back of Miss Emerson's head. Gary Hilton also told police that Miss Emerson was very strong and that she fought him the entire time that she was held captive. Gary also said that he told Meredith that he just wanted her money. He wanted her PIN number and her card. She gave him her card, but would never give him the correct PIN number. So he said that she ran him all over town, going different places so he could get her money. And because of that, he SA'd her as a punishment for him having to run all over town. Like that was something that was owed to him. Gary Hilton was charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder, first-degree kidnapping, robbery, use of a firearm in a crime of violence, grand theft, and in North Carolina and Georgia, he was given life without the possibility of parole. He was indicted back to Florida, where he received the death penalty. Gary Hilton is 78 years old, awaiting his execution in a Florida penitentiary. As I mentioned before, Gary is a suspect in many other unsolved disappearances, unsolved murders. This lady particular, her name is Rosanna Milani. She's from Miami, Florida. She came to my hometown of Bryson City, North Carolina to hike and came up here on vacation. Her last known whereabouts were at a dollar store in Bryson. She was with an older man. The clerk said that she acted very nervous and that the man bought a sleeping bag and told the clerk that he was a traveling preacher. Mr. Hilton suffered from schizophrenia. I've seen videos where he just talks just crazy nonsense. And they think that he is responsible for her disappearance. She's never been seen. She was a 26-year-old young lady, and Gary refuses to speak about her disappearance. I'm sure that there's other disappearances and victims out there that he's responsible for. I'd like to know you guys' thoughts. My thoughts and my prayers are with these 4, their families. It was a tragedy. All 4 of those people were stand-up people, and it was a terrible, senseless thing to do to each and every one of these people. But thank you guys for stopping by and watching my videos. Please like and follow for more Appalachian true crime stories. Thank you. Be safe out there.